Once upon a time, in a valley hidden deep between tall, green mountains, there was a village where the wind could sing. It wasn't a loud wind, but a gentle, whispering one that carried songs only children could hear, that grown-ups never believed. It always busy chopping wood, carrying baskets, or baking bread, but the children knew. They heard it every afternoon when the sun rested low and the shadows stretched long. Among those children was a boy named Ollo, who wore a red scarf no matter the season. He said it helped him hear the wind better, though no one could explain why. Ollo had a wooden cart with crooked wheels, and he pulled it everywhere, collecting odd things he found in the grass, a pebble shaped like a bird's beak, a button with a tiny painting on it, or a snail shell that sparkled blue in the sun. One day, while chasing a feather that floated like a boat on the air, Ollo wandered beyond the elder tree at the village's edge. He crossed a stream he hadn't seen before and found himself in a clearing with no birds, no bugs, and not even one, just silence. In the center was something curious, a door standing upright, all alone, with no house round it. The wood was deep purple, and the dewing up shimmered like a bubble. Ollo stared at it. His heart thumped not with fear, but with the kind of excitement that tickles your toes. He reached out, twisted the knob, and stepped through. On the other side, the world was upside dash down, not the scary, dizzy kind of upside down, but a lovely, floaty one. The trees grew from the sky downward, their roots woven into clouds. Rivers flowed like ribbons, curling round floating islands where mushrooms played drums and frogs wore tiny boots. Everything sparkled not like glitter, but like memories. You almost forgot. A creature came floating toward him. It looked like a walking tangle of yarn, with buttons for eyes and a voice that sounded like soft rain. "Welcome, Scarf Boy," it said. "The wind told us you might come. Where am I?" Ollo asked. "Not afraid, just curious. You're in the land of leftover wonders," said the yarn creature. "Everything here was once forgotten by someone, but remembered by the wind." Ollo blinked. "Like my pebble that looks like a beak." "Exactly," the creature said. "It brought you here." Ollo looked round and noticed a tree growing old books instead of leaves. One book opened and flapped like a bird, a kite made of painted paper zoomed past his ear and whispered, "Tack, you're it." For days or maybe hours, time was funny here. Ollo played with creatures who sang in rhymes and napped in teacups. He learned to ride a jellybean beetle, helped a cloud find its hat, and discovered a forest where laughter grew on vines. But soon he began to miss his cart, his village, and the whispering wind. "I want to go home," he told the young creature, who nodded and handed him a smooth stone shaped like a heart. "Hold this, and listen closely," it said. "The wind will guide you back." Ollo clutched the stone and closed his eyes. He heard a faint melody, soft and swelling like a lullaby. It grew louder until it wrapped round him like a blanket. When he opened his eyes again, he was back by the elder tree, his red scarf fluttering in the breeze. He looked into his cart. All the odd things he'd collected shimmered slightly, like they'd been dusted with a secret. Ollo never told the grown-ups about the door or the floating islands. But sometimes, when the wind sang just right, the village children would gather round him, and he'd say, "Want to hear a story that isn't a story, but might just be true," and they'd listen, wide-eyed, as the wind joined in.